What is up, Broken Arrow? I'm Noah Osborne.
And I'm Haley Mills.
And welcome to this year's first episode of The Pulse, where we take a closer look at the stories of Broken Arrow High School.
As you know by now, Mandatory Mondays is all about what will happen here at BAHS, but here on The Pulse, it's about highlighting what has happened.
This year on The Pulse, every couple of weeks we will bring you a featured story on each of the 4 A's of Aerovision: academics, arts, athletics, and activities.
First up on the show, we've got a featured story on the new Chromebooks and how they're changing the face of education here at Broken Arrow High School.
After a successful pilot year at the Broken Arrow Freshman Academy, Broken Arrow High School has recently distributed over 3,800 Chromebooks to every student in order to positively enhance education in an ever-growing technological age. We sat down with several of the key contributors who got this project underway.
A Chromebook's no different than most computers. It doesn't actually have much of a storage, and it doesn't really accept any kind of downloaded software. So it's we call it an internet-enabled device.
We're very excited. We've been planning this for a couple of years now, and now the time's here, and now that kids have Chromebooks, they're excited. So we're definitely excited to be able to do some things that we've talked about we haven't been able to do yet. So it opens up new ways of learning for our students, and we're thrilled about it.
Yeah, distributing 3,800 Chromebooks is a very difficult task. It was a year and a half planning to get this high school done. I mean, we're the biggest high school in the state, and making sure that every kid has a device, that it's ready to go. And it's not just about the device. I mean, every kid has to be in their system. Every kid has to be functional in their system. And there can't be errors with their usernames and their passwords. And, we see that. And one of the positives about handing everybody a Chromebook is we're fixing a lot of that stuff and making sure that every student has connectivity and ability to get into the devices. And I know as an educator that it's going to really increase engagement and collaboration and just, learning in our schools.
I think I'm most excited about how every student's gonna have one and we're all connected on the same device.
I definitely feel like a lot of students, especially me in particular, need something to help them organize not only extracurricular activities but also school activities. But I definitely feel that having something universally that we can all refer to for our classes and for homework, it kind of makes it easier to remember what you were doing and what's due, and kind of a schedule for how you should approach homework. It definitely helps a lot.
As a teacher, I'm really excited for the Chromebooks. I think it'll be great for helping students with organization, but also keeping their work nice and neat, legible, easy to read.
They have more flexibility in collaborating with peers, collaborating and asking questions of their teacher.
Students will be able to keep track of their work very easy, whether it's online or offline. There's no going home and forgetting a textbook or a notebook in a locker or something. They'll always have all of those resources available to them, whether they're home or here. I know for me, being a math teacher, it's great for grading purposes. I've used some new programs like Duck Soup and Kami, and it gives kids instant feedback, which as a math teacher, that's something that you can't really put a price on.
Learning and collaborating and turning assignments in can all happen whenever and wherever. Flexibility of being able to do more things is huge.
With the introduction of the Chromebooks also came the opportunity to bring in a new class to the high school. The Chrome Desk is responsible for servicing and repairing Chromebooks and assisting students and teachers.
Chrome Desk, this is kind of like the Apple Store of our high school and our freshman academy. We have a teacher leader, and then we have just some great kids, about 5 to 7 kids each hour that are professionals, and they're in there and they run a store. So they help students when they come in. They fix devices. They actually take them apart, replace parts. They learn about the software. So we're running our own little store here. So it's a really cool opportunity for those kids to be able to learn more and to have some future education that might help them in their path after high school.
Next up on The Pulse, we will take you behind the scenes of the second annual Christian Chinowith Bootcamp that was held this summer. Several BA students got to participate in this awesome event and sat down with us to talk about their experience.
Popular BA alumni Kristen Chenoweth held her second annual Broadway Bootcamp back on June 6th at the Broken Arrow PAC. The campers learned about audition techniques and stage movements. They also got the opportunity to interview current Broadway professionals. We sat down with a couple Broken Arrow High School students who attended the camp to find out about their experience.
I was really nervous coming to this camp, but I've had a blast, and I only knew like 2 or 3 people, and so I've met so many new people, and working with these professionals, I've had a lot of fun, and I've learned so much.
To me, it's just crazy because I look up to her so much, and it's truly, it means a lot to me that she does this camp and that she works with the students, and it's kind of surreal. Like, I'm still trying to process, like, I just met Kristen Chenoweth, like, this is crazy.
I asked her how she stays motivated and what keeps her going during the hard times of, working this industry. It's very difficult. And she was very real and honest, and she said one thing for sure was her faith. She keeps that. The second thing she said was all the negative feedback that she gets with her thoughts, not only with others or people that aren't kind to her, but with her own thoughts and her own doubts and insecurities. She just, nope, she chooses to be positive in her everyday actions.
Last year, when I auditioned into this, her foundation scholarshiped me to a 3-week musical theater camp over at Oklahoma City University, which is her alma mater. And that is one of the most significant memories in my mind, because it solidified that this is what I want to do. And I looked forward to going back to this camp, and miraculously, I'm blessed with the opportunity to go to that camp again this summer. And I just wanted to thank her for the tremendous effect that she's had on my life.
And darling, you can share it all with me.
Okay, someone asked her about handling rejection, and that's one of my biggest things, because I'm always scared to audition for things because I'm scared of rejection. And so she was just delete it, nope, be positive, because I want to be positive, and I also want to be positive for other people, but I also need to learn to be positive for myself, and so that just really meant a lot to me.
But definitely the master classes have definitely helped because I got a lot of information by observing, but I also got to work on what I wanted to work on.
It's just such a wonderful experience. You learn so much. I mean, even from last year to this year, if there's a small detail that you realize, okay, I should have written this down because I'm relearning this whole thing. There's just so much you absorb, and just the opportunities to grow as a person, it's amazing.
Young and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen.
In this week's athletic showcase, we spotlight Broken Arrow senior quarterback Cade Yeager.
This video gives you a little more insight into Cade's life on and off the field.
My dad, my grandpa, they got me into football. Started when I was 4 or 5. Really, I've been around football since I was born, pretty much. My dad, he's an equipment manager for a school in South Carolina. That's where I'm from. I think I was 6 or 7, and we couldn't play tackle football until we were 8 or 9. And so, I go back and watch, and I just remember thinking as a kid, I was like, wow, all these kids are playing in the dirt, just kicking the grass around. I'm here actually focusing on what the coach is saying, and that's when I kind of think it all just kind of clicked in my head. I was like, I think I'm gonna be pretty good at this one day, and here we are. Definitely, I'm not your prototypical quarterback. I'm not 6'4", 225, so I had to get a whole lot faster. A little bit stronger, not a whole lot, but just a little bit. Probably the biggest thing for me was we were playing Mustang, and it was tied up, it was 14-17 or something like that. And I threw to Brendan Franklin, threw an 80-yard touchdown. That was pretty memorable.
Kind of had to develop a bond with him. Now we have a really strong bond. That's about my best friend right there.
He showed signs of good quarterback traits during the preseason and offseason, but you can't really tell until somebody gets out into the game. And then once we built some chemistry and games, I knew that he's going to be the quarterback we were going to be able to rock with for the season. 17 of the 22 starters were seniors, so I made a really close bond with them, and they helped me mature throughout the season. So I'm probably going to miss just joking around with them.
I don't think anyone ever doubted Cade. I mean, we always knew his ability and potential, and he just ended up showing it.
As the season moved on, he realized that whatever he did, we were going to follow him. He's our quarterback, we're going to listen to him, and he really grew into a really good leader by the end of the season. The goal is still, win a state championship. That's the goal every year. Kind of like week by week, I'm the old guy on the offense now, so I'm going to have to teach all the young guys, I'm going to have to really help them along and mature them like the old guys did for me. It's the most fun sport that I've ever been a part of, in my opinion, and I'll have friends for the rest of my life because of it.
Once again this August, Colabash helped kick off the 3rd annual Tiger Camp, and it was another big success.
For those of you that don't know, Tiger Camp is the orientation here at BAHS for new students and sophomores to make them feel more welcome and comfortable on campus. Let's take a look.
Tiger Camp is our way of welcoming the sophomores to our campus here at the high school. It's a great way for them to meet one another before the first day of school if they haven't already met at the Freshman Academy, get more familiar with the campus, and also to kind of build relationships with some of the older kids on campus here as well.
So what we do is we check them in, and then they're all assigned to different groups. So we assign them to their color group, and then we escort them to the gym, and basically we play a bunch of icebreakers, and they get to know each other and they get to know the group, and then we just get rolling throughout the day.
What's great about Tiger Camp is we have our senior leaders on campus working with our sophomores, and our senior leaders do a great job of making an example of how to behave and how to act and who Broken Arrow Tigers are.
It's incredible to see the way that our Colabash members are growing, and this is really the first big thing they do in the school year, and I love to see their abilities and to see just the change in a couple of weeks compared to when they started training and actually being here at Tiger Camp.
So our main goal here at Tiger Camp is to get the sophomores out there so that they're not so nervous coming to school, so that they feel welcome here at the high school. It's also a great relationship between the seniors so that they're not so intimidated by our seniors, and so that we're not having this break between the sophomore class and the senior class. We want to all come together and be as welcoming as we can here.
So we play a couple different games just to kind of get them out of their comfort zone, get them interacting with one another, and kind of loosen them up, so they're more willing to have a conversation with us about anything.
Mousetraps are a big deal. We had a couple tears shed over it. I probably cried the first time I did a mousetrap too. It's great because I think it takes you to bounds that you're not even aware of that you can do. You think about putting your hand on a mousetrap and you immediately freak out about it. A lot of people do, at least. And then you go to doing it with a partner, then you go to doing it blindfolded, and then you go to everyone doing it in a big circle. And so not only are you learning about what you're able to do that you might have not thought you could do, but you're also learning how to trust other people, in that you're in the same boat as them. You're having to trust someone on one side while someone on the other side's having to trust you.
Then we do a couple different activities. One of them is called Cheers and Fears. So they write down on Post-it notes things that they're excited about coming to high school and things that they're nervous about coming to high school. And so we put them into different groups, and then we talk about them, and then later on in the day, after they've gone through all the other activities, we come back to that Cheers and Fears activity, and we see if there's anything that they don't feel so nervous about anymore. And so we're actually able to take a lot of those fear Post-it notes down off of the poster.
It's been so much fun. I've gotten to know some of the people, our leaders. They're really cool. It was cool to get to experience and see what everyone has to say about the new school year coming up.
You know, Tiger Camp, we just try to give our sophomores a great opportunity to get acquainted with campus and acquainted with the students on our campus. And so that's our goal. So we bring them in and we do lots of activities. We give them a tour. Today there was dancing at lunch. So really it's just about making connections with the school, making connections with other students, and get them comfortable with our campus and where things are located and who the important people are, their administrators and counselors, and how they get in touch with them.
Well, that's all we have here for you on this year's first episode of The Pulse.
Be sure and check out bahspulse.com for more student-produced content, including videos, great articles by our newspaper staff, and much more.
Make sure you are following us at BAHS Pulse on Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. And be on the lookout for this year's first episode of Tiger TV and the Tiger Sports Report.
Thanks for watching Broken Arrow, and we'll see you next time.